We're starting things in the kitchen this morning, cooking with a Korean restaurant inspired by family tradition. Sarah Upshaw from Pioneer Square's OHSUN joins me now, and I cannot wait to get to cooking with you. What are we making today?
So today we're going to be making our seasonal bibimbap. So at our restaurant, we like to, I'm actually going to get the pork started.
Yeah, please. Our pork belly. This is pork belly?
Yeah,
okay.
So we have a pork belly that we have on our menu that you can add on to any of our meals, and it's gochujang and ginger, lots of flavor.
Ooh.
And then our bibimbap and our menu in general is just like a little different than other Korean restaurants. It's definitely more my take on the food, and I like to make things a little bit more seasonal.
Okay.
So our bibimbap, for instance, is something that has different ingredients than you would usually see. So right now we have some smoked collard greens that are in there, but I'm also going to first put this rice in the middle.
Okay, so you make some rice, you put that in the middle, you make sure your pan's hot, and you're sizzling up your pork belly.
Exactly, exactly. And the fun thing about bibimbap is it really can be any ingredients. Like, the reason why it was made was because it was the rice being the main part of it, and then adding ingredients that you would just mix together at the end. So bibim means mix and pap means rice.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's why, like you said, you can make it so seasonal and switch it up and pick certain things.
Totally.
Every time you make it, make a little different spin on it. Is that correct? Okay.
Absolutely. And that is the fun thing that I'm actually going to grab, the chopsticks over there.
Please.
Thank you.
Here you are.
And these are more traditional chopsticks because they're metal for Korean. I know some people feel tricky about it, but it's not as hard.
Okay. Yeah, everyone can learn this time. Okay, so what else do we put in it?
Okay, so the first one that we have is our smoked collard greens.
Okay.
So we just lightly blanch these and we put a little bit of smoke onto them.
Okay.
So
not too overpowering.
Yeah, not too overpowering.
With the smoke. Okay.
And then just like a little hint. Part of this is also because I was inspired with like my southern roots. My dad's from the South.
Yes.
And so it's just the food that and flavors that I grew up with.
Right.
Yeah, so just something a little different. Next we have some sesame potatoes. So these potatoes we just kind of lightly cook and get them soft, but they're super hearty, which is good.
Lemon everything so far.
Yay. And so we're just kind of building this. People kind of ask me why in bibimbap do you have everything separate if you're just going to mix it?
I think it looks stunning when it's like that. It's art.
I think so too. And part of the reason also is because the act of mixing it together kind of shows unity. Wow. A lot of Korean food has a lot of meaning behind it, which is fun. So.
Okay, so let's see what else is going in.
Yeah, so now we have our radish kimchi. We just thinly slice it into strips, and we put our own kimchi paste in it. And all of our elements we make from scratch in-house also.
Incredible.
So
so some of that, and then what else is over there?
And we also have some beets, some pickled beets here, which are really fun and give a nice pop.
I love beets.
Yeah.
Yum.
Nice
okay, and then a couple more.
Then we have some acorn squash. I'm actually going to just turn
Flip
the pork belly.
Couple minutes on each side.
Make sure, yeah.
Beautiful. It's smelling delicious. Yay. Look at that sear. Yes. And I can even do that if you want to keep building. I'll help you.
Absolutely. I love it. I love a helper in the kitchen. And next is our acorn squash.
Okay.
Squash is just a really nice added element to bibimbap. Put a couple pieces of those there, and then lastly we have curried carrots. So
curried.
I like curry flavors.
I do too.
Yeah, in Korean cooking is kind of fun. So we're gonna do that in there. And then lastly, people usually do see more of a fried egg in the middle, but that's not necessarily traditional. The most traditional thing about bibimbap is if you have rice and a bunch of elements. So what we actually do is a mayak egg. Mayak means in Korean it's so addicting, and so that's why it's called that.
Interesting.
Yeah, so it's marinated in tamari and some sugar and some vinegar. And I did want to mention that all of our items are gluten-free also.
Perfect. Yeah. Great for the new year too if people are going gluten-free.
Exactly. We have a lot of vegan items. We have a lot of our whole cafe menu is gluten-free. And part of the reason why I did that was because I just wanted more people to be able to eat Korean food. So yeah.
And while you're building that and we're continuing to cook, tell me too, I hear you're very inspired by your grandmother, correct?
Yes.
In life and in cooking. So tell me about her.
Yeah, so basically I named OHSUN after my grandmother because she's a huge inspiration in my life in general, but also just because she is the reason why I got into cooking. And so she taught me how to feed a crowd. She was always caring and showed her love through food. And panchan in particular, which is why we have a panchan deli, is something she always made sure that I had.
Oh.
So yeah, I thought, why not? Like doing the biggest venture in my life, why not name it after someone that I love dearly? So
absolutely, and I'm sure she's so proud.
Nice. So that's done. Do you want to pop it in here?
I'm going to pop that all in there, and we're looking at your restaurant too, which is stunning. Look at that.
We'll just pop it right there.
Oh, sorry.
That's
See?
okay. That's all right.
You had told me don't mix it yet. There's a meaning behind everything.
That's okay.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait for this.
And so I'm just going to put a little bit of our furikake that we have on top. And then we have two sauces. So one is a gochujang sauce, and then another one is a soy sesame. It's basically if you like spicy or not.
Hit me with the spice.
The spice? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pour it over carefully. And this kind of ties it all together.
That is art. That is so beautiful.
Thank you. And so now I'm going to let you do the honors of mixing it.
Okay.
Because you're going to have that unity.
And while I'm mixing it and taste testing, you brought some beautiful items over here. So what are we seeing over there as well?
Yes, so the items over there are panchan from my restaurant. So again, we make everything in-house from scratch, so even our kimchis that are fresh, and we have, there's always so many to name, but right now we have a veggie jangaji, which is like a Korean pickle, basically, and then a broccoli and tofu muchim.
That's this one right here? Okay.
Exactly. We also have our kimchi, and these are all, besides the egg, also vegan. So that's another thing that, like, there's usually fish sauce in it, which I do love, but fish sauce isn't what makes it authentic. It's just like fermentation is what makes things authentic. So we have our kimchi, we have our radish kimchi over here, our white kimchi, which I love to promote because people don't usually know about it. Like you can put that on a hot dog instead of sauerkraut.
Oh, bomb.
Yeah, and then some sesame zucchini, the mayak egg again, and then our cucumber muchim. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my, and this is so incredible. I can feel the love in your dish. It is so tasty and not like too overpowering with the spice. Like it's just all perfect.
Thank you.
And everything together, the elements are amazing. Okay, and these two dishes as well before we leave.
Yeah, so our ginger chicken soup is probably our most popular item right now besides the bibimbap. Like my staff.
With the weather too.
Yeah, my staff and I, we can't stop eating it. So we have to make like double batches.
Okay,
and then we have our spicy potato stew also, and that is vegan. So yeah.
So many options. Okay, I have to taste your favorite then.
Yeah. With the weather, it's cold.
I know.
Yeah.
Curl up with all this. I could curl up with all of your food.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing your passion for food and your love for your grandmother, and everything was really fantastic.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Yes. Okay, so make sure you all check out the restaurant for sure.
New Day Northwest Kitchen is brought to you by Safeway.